We live.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the crew and you, to the crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, what up, what up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so, look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit, and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the crew and you, to the crew and you, with the crew and you, to the crew and you. What up, what up, what up, baby? Welcome to the crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we have the Caters, newest. Once he comes on, I'll be able to see the whole screen. But I got Corey Davis, man. There you go. Newest here. We are back. Without our guy OG right now, man. OG is still battling some health issues, man. Trying to get stronger. So keep our dog OG in your prayers, if you will, man. Just to make sure that hello. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
There you go. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yeah, keep my dog in your prayers, man. That he's able to bounce back, get stronger, healthier. It's tough dealing with health ailments, man. So definitely keep my dog in your prayers, man. So Corey, my dog, man. It's been a long time, bro, man. How are you doing, man? Happy New Year to you, my brother. Talk to me, man. How you holding up over there, bro?
Hey, man, we're doing our thing, man. I will speak briefly, and then I'll speak for like my man, the OG, who always like to tell us as grown men we need to, keep our health in good shape. Stay ahead of the game. Whenever you feel something, whenever something in your body is telling you something, hey, look, go get it checked out. On top of that, man, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. I want to say that all those who reached out to me, in my family's time of need, listen, I appreciate it. Even with you, G, for contacting me, keeping us uplifted. And listen, we want to say thank you. At the same time, I'll say this, and then we'll continue on with what we've been doing into this new year. My youngest brother, Tyler, he watches the show, every now and then he watches recordings. If you are out there, I know you're alive. I know you're doing okay. I just wanted to let you know that, listen, I love you. Mom loves you. We miss you. Listen, I don't know how to continue to say the importance of communication with family. But listen, I know we hadn't spoken. We hadn't seen you since Thanksgiving. Communication is key, brother. Just reach out if you need me. I'm always here. Mom is always here. Your sister-in-law, your brother, we're always here for you. We love you. We miss you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's very important, man. It's very important. And just to piggyback on that, man, we send our prayers out to the people of New Orleans for the heinous attack that happened Tuesday. Tuesday in New Orleans, man. Is not the way you want to start 2025. But our hearts and our sympathies and our prayers go out to everyone that was affected by the acts in New Orleans.
And it's terrible that they focus on what we key to, which is sports, as a way to cause violence, havoc, and like I said, wreak havoc on people's families and all that. I hope those who were affected, like I said, going into this new year, man, is I hope that they could rebound and like I said, start their year off a lot better than what it started.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. All right, man. What's up, Phil Harris, man? Kanisha Davis, my dog Al Lassiter, Rodney Littlejohn, James Littlejohn. I know you're out there somewhere. Anybody else that may be out there, man, put your name in the chat. Y'all know this is an interactive show, man. I want to first say welcome everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Remember, when you come to the channel, man, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. This is episode 53, season 5. Hey, man, we're going to catch up today. This is what this show is about, catching up.
And man, I hate that the OG ain't here with us. Like I said, man, but yeah, we're gonna try to catch up.
Yeah, we'll try to catch up, man, as much as we can without the OG. But we're gonna hold this thing down for him, man, until he gets back. So I appreciate it, Big Phil, man. I appreciate it. One guy who's held us down, man, while we've been out, who's always kept us in his prayers, kept us checking in on us, man, and from afar is our guy, man. None other than
Mr. Alvin Jameson.
Alvin Jameson. As soon as I get him on here. There we go. Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you. The mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you. Thank you once again, Mr. Alvin Jameson, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get into this thing. My dog, Corey. All right, man. Well,
Wait.
All right.
Wait. For those who are watching, my man in his background, like I am, I was curious. I want him to take you through a ride that he just took me through. If you don't mind, G, real quick. Right now, as we know, you just purchased a new home, correct?
Correct.
And then like I said, with us missing the show, with like I said, having family issues, people moving, doing things, health issues, everybody's been doing things for this holiday. But my man has just christened a brand new, what do you have a name for what we're looking at behind us here?
Well, I call it the cave, man. This is
cave.
This is the cave. I'm just about finished, man. I got a couple of things I still need to hang up. I will give you all a slight tour of the cave and see if we can get this. I know it's going to be kind of unprofessional, but I'm gonna do it through the laptop, man, and see if we can get this thing worked out. So we're gonna start. As you can see, I have my TVs in the back, man. I have 3 TVs set up in the back. I've put up some floating shelves to add a couple more decor items for the cave. If you go to the right of me, I'm actually sitting right in front of it. This is the 85-inch television on the wall right there. As you can see, I have my cowboy lights around it. I have another cowboy light I haven't turned on yet, but over there on the wall. And then as I keep spinning around, I had to have my pool table. I got my pool table still over there with my signed autographed jerseys in the back. But up top, if you can see, I'm not sure if I'm showing it or not.
I see it.
All right, I have the mini Jumbotron up there, man. Thanks to Nano Jumbotron, my guy in Arizona, and my guy Q Quincy, man, for playing together. I have my Lakers wall over there with a little bit of bug spray on the side. All right, so there we go, man, and that is what you have, man. This is the cave. This is where it all goes down, man.
Right.
This is where I spend a lot of my time. A shout out to my beautiful wife, man, for allowing me to make this cave what I wanted it to be, man. I had a vision for it, man, and she was all for it. Was all for it, man. She definitely allowed me to go out there and make this thing what it is today, man. So I appreciate it.
Well deserved, brother. Well deserved. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Nice. I appreciate you, like I said, breaking down and give me the virtual tour.
Yeah. So the Jumbotron, man, they only have one person who makes the Jumbotron, the mini Jumbotrons.
Mini Jumbo.
And, yeah, that's a guy in Arizona, man. It's called Nano Jumbotron.
Wow.
And it comes in pieces, so you actually have to put that thing together.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to put that thing together yourself, man. And so shout out to my guy Quincy, man, because he sat down, he downloaded the app. You have to download the directions and an app to put it together, man. So he downloaded it, put it together. I had to purchase the TVs. TVs don't come with it, so they have. Yeah, so it's 4 32-inch TVs up there, man. You can get them in different sizes, but I think that we have a 43 and a 32. So I got the 32-inch, man. So
nice.
Yeah. So it's cool, man.
Okay. Well, for those who like I think me and Al Lassiter, we were talking about that, who dream of one day having that same situation set up. Hey man, I just want to say congratulations, and I appreciate what you're showing us.
Man, no problem, man. I appreciate y'all, baby. I appreciate y'all. Come on here. What's up, bro? Welcome on, big homie. Is there a Jumbotron anywhere else in the house? No.
I know, right?
This is it, man. Look, wifey said this is my part of the house. Don't mess with anything else, man. So I have no control of what goes on upstairs, man. So
okay.
Yeah. Whatever happens upstairs is all wifey. It's all wifey, man. So
well deserved, brother. Well deserved.
All right, man. Let's go ahead, fellas, man. And keep on saying fellas. I'm so used to the OG being on with us, man.
I know, right? Yeah, they're out there. The fellas out there.
Yeah, the fellas out there. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump in. We've kind of caught back up on the past, what's been going on. I think the last time we was on, I think we had like 6 games left in the season.
Was it that?
Yeah. 5, maybe 5 left in the season, man. And so now the season's over, especially for the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys, man. I think my season was over a little bit before yours, but the seasons are not what we expected, of course, from the beginning of the season and the middle of the season for you. So tell me, bro, with our coaches situation, where do you see yourself going with your coaching staff? And I'll ask, you can ask me that same question with my coaching staff as well.
Gotcha. Great question. So I know this is Raheem's second go around in terms of having an opportunity for. Well, let me see. The 2 times I think he's had interim jobs. This is his first go around as a head coach being hired. Outside of getting the interim job, and then getting the job later, but. Wasn't a terrible season. If I had to grade him, I'm going to give him a C+. There was some times where you could tell being a first time. Well, I'm just saying, a head coach with not a whole lot of experience. You saw it. It wasn't a terrible season. We had a tumultuous time at the quarterback position because we had a big 5 to 6 game skid that just didn't make any sense. And by the time we were able to stop the bleeding, we were needing a little bit of help. We were needing a little bit of, a little bit of something extra from other teams that determined our fate. When we were already there. We had already had on, like the suit you had on. We had the pinstripes. We were ready to go to the gala. And our date didn't show up. We started saying some stupid stuff on the phone, not showing up, not communicating well. And our experience showed. And I'll do this here. Hats off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who continued to fight, who continued to play hard, who continued to take it back and forth from us and took what was arguably theirs at this point when we were already there. So to answer the question, as far as coaching, not a fireable offense, but like I said, it should have been, the bleeding should have stopped maybe 2 weeks prior to us catching up to it. And that's only because Kirk Cousins, I think, like you said, the last time we talked, Kirk was having some confidence problems. He was having, just I always say the same thing. I want a quarterback that's going to win it, but not lose it for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose the game for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Kudos to Kirk Cousins, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was heavy on him through the first 10 games, without a problem. I don't have a problem with him even right now. I know he's not our quarterback anymore. Probably gonna get rid of him. He went through a terrible time at the wrong team with fickle fans. You can't afford to do that here in Atlanta.
Correct. Right.
Can't afford to do that here in Atlanta, and that's kind of what happened. And as we play this tennis game, and I throw it back at you, and we were talking about the coaches. I know early on in our season, you were really bullish on the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys they've done a lot of things that you were not happy with, and then you were really headstrong on your coach. Where are you now in terms of your team, your coach, players, development, and this year of not going 12-5?
Great question. Brianna, thank you and welcome on as well. I believe Brianna might be OG though. Brianna Littlejohn. Brianna Littlejohn.
Okay.
Just because it said, can you repeat the statement about the season? We are keeping our coaches. That kind of threw me off right there. I don't know. That Brianna might be OG on there. So
it's an alias?
She said it is me. Okay, it is. Okay. All right. Well, welcome on, Brianna. Welcome on. All right. So to answer your questions, Corey, man, this has been a roller coaster ride for me. With in this season with my coach,
and the little GM on there too as you go.
I don't know if it's been a roller coaster for the GM. I think it's been a fireable offense for the GM the entire season.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not really on that with him. The coach though, I got to look at it holistically because he was kind of thrown out there and set up kind of to fail even from the beginning of the season because of the way they did things by not signing CD first off, waiting so long to sign CD right before the season started, waiting to sign Dak a couple weeks before the season started, no, I'm sorry, the day of the season starting. Like he was on the way to the game and they signed him. Yeah, they signed him. So these
you think they had an impact early?
I don't know, not on Dak because Dak was at camp. He was at training camp, but CD wasn't. Yeah. So CD came in late, so I think early on that kind of played had a factor in it all. And then by not doing that, you kind of pigeonholed Mike McCarthy where he couldn't add pieces in because now we didn't know how much money we was going to have available. But if they would have done it earlier on, so I had to look at it holistically in that aspect of it all. I think what Mike McCarthy had to deal with throughout this season, I think he did an outstanding job, man.
What would you grade him?
I would give him as a head coach. I would give him a B. For what he did this season with as many injuries as the team has gone through this season on the offensive line. He's started 17 or 18 different groups on the offensive line. That's a lot for your offensive line. That's not including losing Michael Parsons for 5 games, losing Tank Lawrence for the season, basically losing Sam Williams for the season, Marshawn Nealon for the season, for half the season. And Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland came back in the middle of the season. Demarion Overshawn for the season. So we've lost without Cooks, Brandon Cooks for half the season. So
can I ask you a quick? What was the deal with so many injuries with y'all this year?
you have those seasons where nothing goes right.
Okay.
Some the injury bugs hit you, and this is just one of those seasons. Sometimes you'll lose a star player.
Yeah.
I.e., you have the Detroit Lions. They lost Hutchinson, and then they lose their running back. But they have a two-headed monster, so they lose one of their running backs. So you normally have stuff like that, but you don't normally have this many that happen to a one team. The 49ers going through the same thing. As you can see, their record is just like ours. You lose that many players, it's hard to deal with. But the way that he had the Cowboys competing and continuing to play hard, like they still had an opportunity to win a playoff or get a playoff berth, even though we didn't. You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
My issues with Mike McCarthy are more on the offensive play calling side of it all.
Would you rather him stop the role of play caller?
I would. I think he has a great mind. I worry about him being too bullish and too old school and stuck in his ways.
Okay.
He had an opportunity, I think, kind of like what you were saying about your coach. And your coach is a new coach, about making a decision early on to move on from a player or change and start another player. And I think I was, along with Mike McCarthy, I was bullish on Zeke. Hey man, Zeke give Zeke the ball, even though he wasn't giving Zeke the ball. But Zeke did start quite a few games. Instead of throwing Rico Dowdle out there, which he did later on, Rico, he didn't get started like week 8, week 9 almost. And
so it took him too long to pull the trigger?
Yeah, to pull the trigger, man. He should have pulled the trigger earlier than that. Then maybe that could have salvaged some of the season for the Cowboys. Maybe we wouldn't worried about that running if we would have had a running game, you know what I mean? Yeah. Which we had towards the end of the season with Rico Dowdle. So I put that on him, and I wish that he would have made that decision early on, but he didn't. So yeah, I would definitely love for him to come back, because I think the team plays for him, the team loves him, and then if he has the respect of the team, then I definitely want him. I definitely want him on there, man. So,
and without a doubt, if y'all, and I don't want him to lose his job either, but he'll definitely be working. The next week he'll have a job somewhere else. I mean, I still respect Mike McCarthy. Because like I said, old school coaching is what I live for also. But so what changes are you looking for going into the next season with your Cowboys?
Honestly, not too many changes, man. Far as drafting, I would love for them, honestly, to draft some more big boys in the middle for the defensive side of the ball. I thought we did a great job of stopping the run later on in the season. And we need a receiver. We need a receiver on the side of CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
If we can get that, I think we'll be all right, man. We have weapons. I just don't see us having as many injuries as we had this year. I just can't see that happening, man. So I don't. We have a decent team, man. We just need a home run hitter as a running back as well. I like Rico Dowdle. He doesn't have that home run threat. We need somebody to play off of him. I would like to bring Rico Dowdle back as our RB1.
So sort of like me, your quarterback takes a lot of hit, takes a lot of brick throwing at him. You got guys that want to see him somewhere else. I know you've been really, really bullish on that. Is it time to pull the trigger? I mean, I know he just, look more contract. I know somebody was saying, maybe y'all should shop him somewhere. Change needs to happen. I mean, GM needs to happen on change probably there. I mean, are there any critical changes that are needed from you from your perspective or in your opinion?
The only critical change that I think needs to be made is we need a young mind on the offensive side to get this thing going. That's the only change that I think needs to happen. I think our Jesse Holly says it best, man. He said we need a coach that on the offensive side that wears the joggers, as OC, and then we need a rough around the neck type guy on the defense as a defensive coach, and we have that in Mike Zimmer. So we just need a younger, more innovative coach like a Ben Johnson, like a Sean McVay. Like a Mike McDaniels, you see how they wear them joggers.
Yeah, I got what you're talking about.
Yep. So that's okay. All, man. Brianna says, Brianna says Detroit had a lot of injuries and they're playing for the number 1 seed. This is the results of Jerry going all in, and they've had 3 injuries, man, on their team. So I don't think you compare their injuries to what the Cowboys injuries or the San Francisco 49ers injuries. They have been hit with injuries more than any other teams in the league, man. So I have critical injuries. Yeah, critical injuries to the same positions. Yeah. We're on our, like I was telling somebody before, man, we're on our seventh DB. Like this man was on the street. So that's playing. He started for us. Pride. He started for.
Where you come from?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
And I will say this here, Brianna. And I'm not. I know OG tend to get on me when I do this, but when you name 17 players, like I said. When you lose a Michael Parsons for 5-6 games, when you lose a Dak Prescott, when you lose a DB, a shutdown DB, those are just 3 right there. And so I understand. And then when you still got, I ain't gonna lie, I think 2 games ago, I was rooting for the Cowboys, and they were fighting. They helped me, help the Cowboys, and they helped the Falcons along, because nobody expected them to win. But like you said, I still got my hands up. I know. I'm bruised and damaged, but they still fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to compare the two when you talk about the Detroit Lions playing for the number 1 seed. But then you ask me to say that to have the same amount of play, and I done lost 17 players.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough for any team.
Yeah. So So Brianna, I definitely there is some. Those aren't critical changes. I think we were talking about critical changes. We always want to, your team to get better. So you add a D line, you maybe add a running back and a receiver. So that's just getting better. But I don't think any critical changes are needed right now for the Cowboys. For me. Yeah, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you, Kamaria, man. I think Brianna maybe Chuck. Pee Wee said, "Gee, you got 42 TVs and no microphone stand." Look, that's one thing you don't think about, man. I need one.
Hold on, my wife said Brianna is Charles.
He said
Yeah, he said it in the comments. He's using her. What? He's using her.
Yeah, I guess he's using that account.
He's using her log on, but that's him.
Oh, that's him. Okay, it is OG. Okay. OG. Yeah. Okay. Welcome on, OG. And then he said, "Okay, I forgot injuries for the self-proclaimed America's team is different than anyone else. My bad.
No,
It's
no,
not.
don't do that.
It's
See,
not.
now we're gonna get real. Okay, yeah, now we know who you are. Don't do that. We got to be fair here now. 17 is a lot, man. It's a lot.
That's a lot, though. It's a lot, man. And like you said, nobody and it's different. I guess you want to say it's different. The 49ers ain't getting this type of flack.
Yeah.
You know, the 49ers aren't expected to win when they have as many injuries as they had. It's okay for them to lose. But the Cowboys are expected to make a next man up. It's next man up for y'all. What do you mean? Like it sounds good. It sounds good to say next man up. But when it's next man up after the next man after the next man, hey.
Hold on. And then Alvin said the Lions have a coach in Dallas, doesn't he? Wait, what is that?
He doesn't like Mike McCarthy.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he doesn't like.
I'm gonna say it from okay. So my team is in the weakest division in football, right?
Okay.
I will say that. I ain't saying this is bad division. It's the weakest division, right? I had a quarterback that he wasn't injured, but he was just playing injured, and my team suffered 6 games. You know what I'm saying? And that was just with him just not playing well. Imagine if I didn't have the guy. You know what I mean? And or like you said, I'm having to put in a Cooper Rush. So I had a backup plan, because Michael Penix came in, he's doing what he asked him to do. But what I'm saying is, when you don't have a person that could, it's hard to say I got a person that's gonna fill in for Michael Parsons. It's hard to say I got a person that's gonna fill in for Trayvon Diggs. It's hard to back up Dak Prescott. It's hard, and I just named 3 right there off the rip. And I understand. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving you understanding here.
And this is a league where we always say you got to have your quarterback. If you don't have your quarterback, it's hard to win. And we were without our quarterback. We were without our quarterback for most of the season, man. One thing Detroit has, they had their starting quarterback. You can say they got they got their starting quarterback. They got their starting receiver. They receivers. CeeDee Lamb's out there playing on one arm, man, for half the season. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Brandon Cooks wasn't there, So you take away doggone Detroit's second best receiver, and they quarterback, and see what happens. Like it's a difference, man. It's a difference. And I say the same thing. I'm keep on going back to San Francisco. They are the same way. Like they didn't lose their quarterback though, but they lost a lot of defensive players. They lost a ton of defensive
running backs.
They lost running backs. So
Ayuk,
Ayuk, our receivers. So it plays a part, man. It's just not these guys are Pro Bowlers, all pros for a reason. To lose an all pro and a Pro Bowler is not just throw the next man up, dog. These people are the best of the best for a reason.
Yeah, they did the same, and they did the same thing. Y'all, that blueprint was similar. 12-5 1 year, 11-6, 1 year, playoff division champions, that type of stuff, and then to not make it because of yeah.
It's insane. Just to go back to you, Corey, man. So it took them a while to switch over to Michael Penix. From what I've seen, this was the right decision, and y'all may have a quarterback of the future, and Michael Penix, man. So in the first 3 games that you've seen him play, or 2 games that you've seen him play, was it 3 games?
It's been 3 games.
3 games that you've seen him play, man. I want to hear your thoughts on him as a quarterback, and
I'm sorry, 4 games. I apologize. 4 games.
4 games. Him as a quarterback and him leading your team, and how confident you feel for him leading your team, man, going forward.
Excuse me. Without a doubt, we have our future quarterback. Now, I will say this here. My wife said this earlier today. This crop of quarterbacks this season for rookies has been outstanding. OG, like I said, outstanding. with the Washington Commanders. Denver Broncos, outstanding quarterback play.
Bo
You know,
Nix, man.
yeah.
Wow.
Man, outstanding quarterback play in this draft for the 2024 class. Michael Penix, like you said, we should have. And like I said, I'm giving Kirk Cousins his kudos, man. Even when he got cut, he was praying with the kid. Listen, telling him how to be poised. Though I made mistakes, I could still give you some dimes, some jewels that you could take out there.
Mm-hmm.
From what we were told, and from what I read in blogs, like I said, listening to sports radio, he was shining in practice. But Kirk Cousins through the first 10 games was stellar.
Mm-hmm.
He went through a terrible time at the QB position.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were right there on the cusp, and we ended up being where we didn't need to be, which is on the couch with the rest of y'all. We pulled the trigger on our future earlier than we expected. But I think I said this at when we had our draft show. The reason why we picked up Kirk Cousins, he was the most coveted free agent last summer, right? Though he had his injury, but he was the best quarterback free agent out there. That's why we gave him that $180 million contract, 100 guaranteed. But like I was saying before, I backed this up, and I have this conversation with Bobby, Richard, a few other guys. He got the going rate for what a quarterback is supposed to get, which is about 45 to 50. But we just guaranteed it, gave it to him. Now, is that the extra 80 going to go to him? Probably not. Somebody else is going to have to pick that up. Nevertheless, the insurance policy was to pick up Michael Penix.
Mm-hmm.
We picked him up. I watched the kid play, the home games, TV. When, like I said, on the away games. Poised in the pocket, strong arm, young kid that like you said, that's going to take us into the future. I like what I see. I like what I saw today. My defense let me down today.
Mm-hmm.
We like I said, we were letting Carolina score like they didn't have no tomorrow. But he went in there after every time they scored to get back down there. You know what I'm saying? When we can play and score, I thought that was pretty cool. So fact. I'm sorry, y'all. We chat on the side too without listen. So yeah, to answer that question, yeah, I got a quarterback of the future. Man, listen, it took a long time to turn over. We should have probably 2 games earlier. But we had a whole lot of stock in Kirk. But I'll be honest with you, I watched Kirk unfold like a how to put it when it unravels.
Like
I watched my man unravel, and we just should have pulled the trigger earlier. But like I said, I love Kirk Cousins. He was still, even today when I watching the game, he was still there in that huddle. You know how some quarterbacks that they're number 2, they're just sitting there. He's up. He's with that tablet. He's talking.
Mm-hmm.
That it goes a long way. Because some people don't want to take the job. Some people feel I'm not ready. I didn't want to do the man like that. Kudos to Kirk Cousins, but at the same time, yes, it's my new quarterback is there.
Yeah, and I honestly know it's going to be a lot of money to have him on the roster, but I don't know if I would kind of eat some of that money, man, just to keep him on the roster, because he is a good person for Mike Penix to have.
You keep him
on the sideline, man. He is that type of guy that, like you said, can still teach. Because Mike, he's a young quarterback, so you don't want to send him out there with another quarterback who's not going to be able to help him out. Kirk Cousins can help this guy see the field. He can help him understand coverages, what's happening. I don't think what we've seen from Michael Penix in these 4 games, you can't take any credit away from what, like you said, Kirk Cousins has done for him, man. He's a stand-up guy. He's always been a stand-up guy. And when he lost his job to Michael, man, he stood by his side. And like you said, man, he's up. He's watching the games. When he comes to the sideline, he's put his arm around him and telling him, "Hey, man, this is what I saw. This is this."
Yeah.
So you cannot, that the value of having that in your locker room, I think means much more than the little bit of money you're going to pay anyway. So I would probably look at trying to keep him. I heard them saying maybe they're going to let him go before the deadline. The March deadline, man.
The roster deadline.
March deadline, man. So just to save $10 million, hey, man, I sometimes, and if something happens to Michael Penix, you can still go back to Kirk Cousins. If he's okay with that, and he seems like what better person to have as a backup than Kirk Cousins, who's seen it all. He's up in age. Chances of him probably going out there, like you said, nowadays and trying to get a starting job are probably a little slim. Almost 40, 2 years removed from Achilles. You're a statue. You kind of like Joe Flacco out there. So a good backup where he might be just a highly paid backup at this point, but. I think it'd be something to look at, man. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Let me ask you this: when you said let go, why did the Cowboys? And help me understand this here. Why did they let Elliott go last week?
Well, there was a conversation between the two, the ownership, the organization, and Ezekiel Elliott, man, and Zeke wanted to be let go. He came to them. He asked them, "Could y'all let me go, man, so I can get an opportunity to, possibly play for another team
this season?"
This season. So he had to have been picked up this week
for the playoffs.
For a playoff team. So he wanted that opportunity. So they let him. So they let him go last week. So he cleared waivers. So now somebody can pick him up. But it doesn't seem like anybody picked him up, man.
He wanted to clear waivers before the playoffs.
Yeah, before the playoffs. So, being that he did clear, man, no playoff team went and picked him up, man, which was a surprise to him, of course, and his agent. I thought maybe the Lions maybe would have went after him, being that Montgomery was out, but I think Montgomery is coming back for the playoffs. So I guess they figured they didn't need a Zeke. I heard rumblings of maybe the Eagles maybe would pick him up. But
Kansas City, because they were trying to find a backup with Pacheco, and that was just some rumbling that I heard. That they were, like I said, looking for probably a third back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was heard at one point that maybe he could probably get picked up. For those who are sitting running backs, just going into the playoffs, bring in a running back that'll play between the lines while the other guys sit or whatever. But like you said, obviously that didn't happen. But if you don't mind, let's transition here to running backs, and I want to ask you a question. You play 16 games, and you come 101 yards shy of breaking the all-time season running record. Would you, if you're in the same situation, you made the playoffs, you don't have to play, but how important to you would the record that stood for 40 years be to you?
Very important. This is a record that has stood since the 80s for 30, 40 years. 41 years. And all I needed was 103 against my former team.
What?
That said I wasn't good enough, that nobody else would want me. That I think somebody said it best, man, when they said I have a chance to be a part of history. You're that close of being a part of history. You're not a part of history, man, when you don't get to that record. Kind of like Mike Evans did today with the Tampa Bay Bucks. You have to. I know it's a team sport, but you've worked so hard to get to that point, man. I would say do it. You know, because you're not guaranteed. Let me say this: you're not guaranteed a championship.
What?
You know, you're saying I'm saving them for the championship, but you're not guaranteed that championship, man.
Right,
You go and get that record for your guy, man. And I think the team builds off of that. You know, if he would have broke that record, that probably could have propelled them in the playoffs, because you know his teammates will appreciate that, because they're a part of history now too. Like I said, just like Mike Evans, you saw Mike Evans when he got that 7 yards at the end of the game. The game was over, but his teammates went crazy.
Yeah,
that win, that they got the dub already, but it wasn't even about the dub. It was about this man getting that record. He didn't break the record, but he tied, you know, the great Jerry Rice with 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. You know, I think you go for it, man. Is the reward is the reward worth the risk, Corey?
So me and my wife had that conversation. The reward is, like you just said, I go down in the history books. Now, what I said was this: you're saving me for the playoffs, but without a chip, without a ring, you know, what if they don't make it? What if they don't win a chip? You're just saving me for the playoffs. Now, if I get hurt, we're still in the playoffs. We're still, like you said, this is still a team sport, like you said. But what I'm about to do, the last person to do this, to even get 2,000 yards, was Adrian Peterson in 2012. You know what I'm saying? And then before that, 2003. Then before that, 1997. This don't happen every other year. It don't happen every 5 years. You know, it looks like it happens every 10. When somebody gets in, you know, get close. I think Mark Schlereth said it best too. He said when Terrell Davis for the Broncos back, he said we felt like we were a part of that. You know, when I hold that line for you and he darted through there, you know, he said from what he did for me at the end of the season, I was a part of it. I can tell somebody whenever I talk trash, hey man, listen, Terrell Davis, you know, I was on that line. I was his right shoulder, you know. I was disappointed. I wanted that man to break that record. 100 yards. Yeah, I'm like you. It's very important. It's very important. And if you don't, like I said, let's say this here. If they don't win the championship, if they don't win a ring, if they don't win the Super Bowl, you can't hear me?
It's staticky. The static is back.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good.
It's good. It's still staticky?
All right, so yeah, OG, I just saw, man. Yeah, that's it's a lot of injuries on that Detroit Lions team, man. They did have a lot of injuries. I was going through their thing. I seen like 4 starters on there that they had the injuries on. And I'm not saying they don't have injuries. They didn't have as many as the Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers is what I'm saying. And they didn't lose them to their major players. Like this, so you're missing that part of it all, man. I just looked at some of these people, man. They don't even play. This dude, a couple of their players got hurt before the season started. They just put them on IR. So I get what you're saying, man. But I like Alan McNeil. That man's he was a starter. Aiden Hutchinson, of course, he was a starter. don't know about Mosley. But anyway, so yeah, I get what you're saying. They still didn't have as many injuries as the Cowboys and 49ers. It still hasn't changed, Big Dog. Sorry. All right. Let's see. There you go. My dog is back. Yeah, sound good now, bro. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Yep. They lost Arizona too. Lost Arizona too. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right, so go ahead, Corey. Go ahead and finish what you were saying, Big Dog.
I don't know what I was saying. What I say? What we talking about?
All right, we had moved on to talking about
The
Saquon.
running.
Saquon.
I was saying,
yeah.
With Saquon and like Mark Schlereth was saying, and I ain't saying that he's one of my favorites, but as a lineman, an old lineman, he was like, listen, I feel like I'm a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, when I make that hole and he dart for a 20, 30, and he had a bunch of them. He said, whenever they come in and celebrate, I'm a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this here. His dad said that he wanted him to do it. And Saquon being the guy that he is, and he's done this on more than one occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a team-oriented player. You fall into that, this is for the team, man. Go ahead and do it. But I ain't going to lie to you. Man, 101, or like I said, needed 103 or 102, whatever, to break the record. Man, listen, play me at least one half.
Yeah.
Again, like you just said, against my old team.
Yeah.
The GM didn't have,
Yeah.
When I watched those TikToks, he convinced the owner, look, we don't need it. We probably damaged goods anyway. We got to see what we can get, man.
Yeah. You got to make them pay for that even more. Already, they are one of the worst teams in the league, man. Let's make them pay some more. But get breaking the record on them. So I definitely would have did it, man. Stand on that, man. These players sitting or coaches sitting these players in the last game. Do you feel I heard, and I don't like this. I mean, I don't say I don't like this guy, but I don't respect this guy's takes on the 4-letter networks, Brunson. So he came out and said that it's a disrespect to the game for sitting players and disrespectful to other teams who are fighting for playoff positions or fighting to get into the playoffs, like the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals needed the Kansas City Chiefs to beat Denver and to give them an opportunity to get into the playoffs. Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs set everybody. So he said it's disrespectful to the game. Cincinnati should have had an opportunity to get in. But, of course, he felt like the Chiefs didn't want to see the Bengals in, so they did that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I agree.
Ooh. Talk to me.
I agree. I don't like the sit. I don't. And honestly, my wife looking at me crazy right now, and then you paused on me. It's sort of like right now with Saquon's, sitting out, saving him. You play the game, man. You play it out. Now, you may not play as best as you want to, because like I said, we understand that they only lost one game and they didn't need to play it. But what about that? Like, okay, I tell you what, when I walked in the house today, my mom was like, what's going on? Kansas City getting their butt handed to them. And I was like, man, they said everybody. She go, said everybody. She go, I've been sitting there looking for Pat Mahomes. I'm looking for him. And he ain't on TV.
Right. Yeah.
But for some people that, like you said, you buy a ticket to the game, you don't see that person playing. They walking around in their jacket, and he doing this, they not playing. I'm not saying it disrespects the game, but there's something to it. What if I bought a ticket to that game? Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just saying, we don't know if they're gonna sit until the week of. That's when they report it.
No, you kind of know. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you going into the last game of the season, you know.
Not that many players. You don't know. Some people like to want to see Pat. Some people thinking that it's gonna be a whole nother thing with what's her name?
No.
I'm just saying. This is how I feel. Don't steal it. Don't cheat it. I get you don't want a player to get hurt. This is a Warriors game.
Yeah.
Don't sit it. Don't sit.
I mean, you say that until it's your team, and then
I don't have it.
No. I'm just saying. So say the Falcons were, say the Falcons had clinched, and y'all knew for a fact that y'all were going top seeded in the playoffs, and then you play your starters and you lose a player or two in a meaningless game. As a fan base, you would be ticked off that now you're going to a playoff with a much slimmer chance of winning in the playoffs because you risked injury of your main players in a meaningless game.
I've never talked like that. I just gave G his squad a whole lot of kudos behind still playing hard when having injuries. I'm not that guy. I want to see you play through it. I want to see what happens. I just said that we had Kirk Cousins. I gave him kudos. He had a terrible 6 games. It was time to put him up, but you want to see where this team is, the next person up. I just don't feel that way. Now, at the same time, even if I've never been in that situation because of my team, with the Falcons, but I've never seen that before. I can't tell you how that is because I ain't never been there. But just say today, if I was in that situation where I had to sit and I'm a season ticket holder, and then I don't even know who the backup is right now.
I'm fine with it.
I'm not. That's not something I want to pay for.
Exercise, but see what you do.
I'm just this. So play the game. Play it. Play the game.
Hey, wow. Okay.
Obviously, you see it a little differently.
Yeah, I was firing you in my head coach.
Yeah.
But that's where we are now as a league.
Mm-hmm.
The coaches will say, listen, I gotta protect my job. So I'm protecting the next game, which is sitting my guys that's gotten me here for those 17 games. That's the only, because if you, like you just said, if you lose, then that owner like, hey, you got to go. But that's where we are. But you ask me, do I want to see these Warriors go out there and still play? I ain't say play the whole game. Suit up though. Once Saquon got the record, hey, get on over here.
Mm-hmm.
Or today, Jaden Daniels was having a terrible go at it because of his offensive line. Hey, come on out. Out. But you suit up.
Yeah.
Suit up.
Yeah. OG says, man, I agree. Saquon is a class act. He did not put the individual goal ahead of his team. Like y'all said, he was playing his old team who was going to do their best not to allow the record. Load the box. Let me say this, man. Yeah, let me say this. Saquon wanted to play. It was the coaches that told him he wasn't playing. Yeah, so I mean, he's definitely a class act, but because he ain't come in the media and fuss about it. But he said he wanted to go after the record. I mean, that was his dream. So
my wife said this. Do you agree with this? She said Sirianni probably had a conversation with him.
I said so far during the season when he's had other opportunities to like break records and things like that, we've seen actual clips of Sirianni asking him like, do you want to go for it or are you okay with me pulling you? And typically Saquon, because he's a team player, he's been like, nah, I'm good. Like there's one clip where he's like, let the young boys eat. Like, so I'm just saying, given that history that we've seen throughout the season, I would assume that there was a conversation between him and Nick Sirianni, and Sirianni didn't just blatantly disregard Saquon's wishes. I'm assuming they came to an agreement or an understanding before that call was made.
And the reason why I say that is because they made a decision right after the last game. They didn't wait this week and then an hour before we're gonna set Saquon. We knew Saquon wasn't playing last Monday.
Like Monday.
Or this Monday.
And I heard they did have a conversation with Saquon, along with Jalen Hurts, along with AJ Brown, the offensive line as well. They all spoke with Sirianni about it.
Did you?
Yeah, that's from what I heard. And Saquon said he wanted to, but I definitely want the team first. If you feel like it's gonna hurt the team, then I won't do it. But I do want to go after the I'm this close. I want to go after it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I do want to put that out there. But if you feel it's best for the team, then I'm down whatever you think is best for the team. So that's how it went down. Ultimately, it was the coach's decision to say yes, it's best for the team. So
I could have been one of them old linemen. I'm like, man, that's the season he jumped backwards over a dude. This man I'm broke for a bunch of 80 yards. Hey, man, listen,
yeah,
protect yourself. Wear extra padding. Do something.
right.
You know.
Snack says he disagreed. G. Saquon left at least 2 games early. He absolutely did. But you got to think too. You don't think you're not that close back then,
Right.
when you leave those games. Now that you see that this record for 41 years is obtainable, you're not thinking about the record in week 5, week 7, week 8. You're not thinking about it then. But now that you see it's in your grasp,
I can get it.
yeah. Now you start thinking a little different. So no, early on, of course he wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, absolutely not, man. So
Right.
but I think I'm on the other side of it though. For these teams, Kansas City, 15-1. You know, you've earned that right. You've earned that right to doggone sit your players. By being the best in the league, you know, preparing and getting healthy. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have done it like Kansas City did because they're gonna have a bye already. So
You said they earned that right.
well, you know, with help. Yeah, with help.
You said 15-1 gets you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But so yeah, I shoot you as a team, man. Cincinnati, you shouldn't have started off that slow. Y'all shouldn't have dug a hole so big and then try to fight your way out, get hot. Like we said early in the season, Cincinnati gonna struggle early, but they always come on strong at the end. Y'all gotta fix that. That's not everybody else's problem. Y'all gotta fix that problem.
You analyzed that for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah. So that's on y'all, man. Y'all gotta figure out why y'all start off so slow. So yeah, I don't think so, man. And for Snack says, man, one of the games was last week. Not actually, man. Last week he played the game last week. He had 158 yards in the second half. So he the reason he got that close last week. He didn't sit out last week. I mean, he might have sat out the last like two series.
How about say when he broke for that 68?
I
think the goal was 131 or something like that.
He ended up 168, 170, something like that. So so when they knew when he was that close, they knew it was the end. Like
so and see, that's what I'm saying. This is where it starts to bother me. 4 games ago, they were on breaking lookout.
The tracker.
They, like you just said, the tracker. Don't start tracking me as a fan too, and then you sit it.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Don't start tracking. Don't start doing all this. It's sort of like the whole thing when they, all right, we're 12-0 right now. Should we sit some players or should we lose a game so we can? I don't believe in that, man. Suit up. That's me. Mm-hmm. So, but you hear how I feel about that saying suit up. So you're okay with the sit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm okay with the sit. Long as ain't no record to be broken. Like I'm all for it, man. Get your man a record. Get your man a record. Like your boy did with the Saints. Jameis Winston did with the Saints against the Falcons. When it comes to records, go get the record, man. Go get the record.
Get this man a pull.
Get this man his money. Like Zach Ertz needed another touchdown today, man. I try my best to get that man his 2 touchdowns.
Okay, but let me throw this out at you. As the road warrior, you travel a lot. You go to these games, and these guys are sitting. You just paid money to get to this game, and your guys are sitting. Mm-hmm. What's your take on that?
Man, look, if you're really going to see your team play, you don't care who's out there. Now, if you're just going to see Pat Mahomes, then you're not really a Kansas City Chiefs fan. You're just a
I'm just
you're,
for that fickle fan that want to see.
most of the ones who travel to games or go to the games, they ain't fickle fans. You're not paying that much money to go out there and be a fickle fan. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just don't see it, man. I go.
I don't have that kind of team.
Yeah,
You.
I go to these games because that's my team, not because that Prescott's playing or this man is playing or that man's playing. I go because that's my squad. I think everybody's the same way. Yeah. All right. Hey, man, great conversation, man. Great conversation. All right, there you go. Geno Smith got $6 million in bonuses today. They weren't playing for nothing,
Get that bonus.
Get that bonus, man. I'm gonna throw a shot at my boys. I'm disappointed. We gave Trey Lance a shot to play today, and I like that. I'm glad they gave him a chance, but I'm upset because y'all rode the back of Cooper Rush, for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't in the playoff race, and he had an opportunity to get an incentive if he played 55% of the snaps this year.
Okay.
He needed to play this game in order for him to achieve that.
In order to get what money, bonus money, or what?
Bonus money. I think it was $1 million.
I don't like when teams do that.
And
Cooper probably needed that deal.
They started Trey Lance today, the last game. So I can't appreciate. I don't appreciate that. That's the GM again, man.
That's the business end of it.
Yeah, that's the business. And I don't like that, man. You use this man up to win you some games, and then when it comes down to having to pay him, you do that.
But you know what? I've seen that type of situation happen, not just in football, but like in the line of work that we do.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, if you get 100 and something days, they got to bring you on as this right here. Yeah, hey, you can go home today.
Yeah.
Hey, you can go home today. Start sending you home when you're getting closer and closer to the promised land.
Yeah.
But it's made that way. That's why they have contracts. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they knew how close he was getting. Mm-hmm. Somebody in that analyst group or the analyst room go, hey, if he get this many snaps, we got to pay him $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Sit him.
Yeah. So dirty. So man, hey, we got some playoffs up here. What's going on, Mickey? Welcome on, Mick. All right, so Kamari says, man, Henry finished with the regular season with 16 rushing touchdowns, which tied Jamal Lewis 2003 for the Ravens all-time led in rushing touchdown in a single season. Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
So
that's not an NFL record, Yeah. He had a good year though. He's second in rushing this year. That's a good year.
He did what he normally does.
He did what he normally does, man. So also let's talk about these playoffs, man. It's coming up, man. You have the Baltimore Ravens playing the team that backed into the playoffs, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's hard to play a team 3 times, but they didn't beat them 3 times. They say they swapped wins. How do you see this one playing out, Corey, man, in Baltimore?
Their confidence is so high right now. Mm-hmm. I watched that boy throw a no-look touchdown. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never seen that. When he threw it, he gave you and this is not. We've seen him do this before. When he threw in the end zone, he did a Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This dude is having fun, but at the same time, their confidence is really high on that Baltimore Ravens squad. They got to play them again, right? They got to play Pittsburgh again.
Yep.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you, Russ. It was a cold game. What are they playing? Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
Amen. I don't know. I've learned to never go against Tomlin,
Mhm.
but at the same time, Russell Wilson yesterday it could have been a little different. My guy, man, Georgia Bulldog player Pickens wasn't having a good game yesterday. I'm not saying they would have won,
Mhm.
but it could have been a little different. It just, I don't know. But then I'm thinking about what you said. No team has spanked another team 3 times in a season, right? Or it's not often that you can.
Yeah, but they split this season, so
They split.
they split. Yeah, they split this season, man. So this is in Baltimore. Baltimore put it on them the last time they played them.
So they figured them out.
I don't know if they figured them out or is Pittsburgh really just reeling in the wrong direction right now.
My wife said this is AFC North football.
Gonna be a little smash mouth.
It's cold, brutal football. Cold, brutal football. But now, if you ask me who am I rooting for, I'm sorry about this, Rodney, but man, Baltimore looks a little bit better right now.
Will the playoff woes of Lamar Jackson show back up again against a team that he normally doesn't play well against already?
At home?
Steelers. Yeah, at home.
Okay, let me ask this question, and I ask that. Is he your MVP?
That's a great question, man. He's had a hell of a year. If you
So
look
why
at
you think about that?
if you look
Go
at his
ahead.
numbers and you look at Dak's numbers last year, they're about the same. But y'all said Dak wasn't the MVP last year.
Oh my God, this man bring it. Dak.
I would think he has the resume to be the MVP again. But like the media, like everybody is saying, because he's won it twice already, and the guy up north in Buffalo hasn't, I think they're gonna give it to Josh Allen.
So to answer your first question, I feel like he's playing at a MVP type level. So his woes won't get it, because right now his confidence is out the roof. Like I said, he pointed first, then threw it, put his hands up before the dude even called it. Like, and then like I said, the game before, I forget what game it was, but he was in the end zone, lobbed it up, and then did the Steph Curry 3. You know, this dude is playing with a different set of confidence this year. Mm-hmm. And if it's on that level of being considered an MVP, I'm going to say it's not this season that he'll have those woes. If not this season, it's not going to be this game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. So who's your MVP, Corey?
Who's my MVP? I ain't gonna lie to you. My wife made me look at Josh a little different. So I'm gonna say between Saquon, Josh, and Lamar, I can put them in a bag and pick one of them, and I'll be satisfied with either one. But if I had to pick, I like Josh because Josh plays with a lot of confidence too. Then at the same time, you just might get ran over by that fool.
Right.
But then I will say this here. So this is the crazy part. My barber told me this. There have been 6 guys this season who were injured, losing. I mean, either being out 2 or 3 games behind trying to tackle Derrick Henry this season.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, I'm not using Derrick, but I'm just saying, like, I you know, I'm not saying Derrick, but I'm just saying as a running back, being elusive, I'm giving Saquon a nod too. But man, I like Josh Allen. That dude running over folks. Yeah, and then like I said, he don't have the same weapons and getting the same result. That's good.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. I don't know if my guy Phil says, man, Dak didn't have 800 yards rushing. No, he didn't have 800 yards rushing, but neither does your boy have that this year. Last year he did. Like he was running like crazy last year, but I don't think he has it this year. He's thrown the ball well this year.
Much better. Much better.
Yeah, much better this year.
Now, did he break my Michael Vick's?
Yes. Yeah. So, they gonna treat him like Jordan. What Alvin Jameson said, man.
This
So,
meaning what? Like he gonna get it?
like
It's
they gave
automatic.
it, like they gave it to Karl Malone when they should have gave it to doggone Michael Jordan again. Like they gave it to Steve Nash when they should have gave it to Kobe when Kobe was the real MVP.
I agree with you on that Steve Nash year, but man, don't do that with Karl Malone. I ain't no Karl Malone fan, but it's been a few years where somebody else should have gotten it other than MJ.
Hey, I'm on the show, baby. Okay, did you eat? Yeah, baby. I love you. Bye. All right, my bad, fellas.
No.
So yeah, I think they probably will get it. They probably will give it to him.
Get to Lamar?
No. I think they give it. Yeah, Josh. I think Josh is gonna get it this year, man. I think Josh is gonna get it this year. So, you know, y'all want to say 854 yards this year, whatever it may be. Last year, y'all reason for him getting it last year was because they beat better teams. So now
he put up fancy numbers last year.
He only had 3,000 some yards passing last year. Now he has 4,000. He has way more than he had last year. Like
they want more, and he rushed more, right?
Yeah, Dak had 4,700 yards passing.
No. So why you keep doing that with Dak? Why you keep doing that?
They talking about it right here. They were saying, well, Dak didn't have. So I'm saying they changing the criteria this year. Y'all keep changing the criteria. One year y'all saying, oh, they beat better teams. They beat the number one team. The Cowboys didn't beat nobody. That's why they couldn't do it. Now this
so some of your numbers are off though. You know, right now as of last night, you got 915 rushing yards and 4,100.
4,100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Dak do that?
No, Dak had 4,700 yards passing. So I mean, he had more passing yards. So come on, man. I mean,
MVP type. You know, that's
MVP type. But the reason they said Dak didn't get it because he didn't beat the quality teams. That's why they gave it to Lamar last year. But this year, the 49ers, they beat the 49ers. We lost to the Lions. No, we beat the Lions last year. Who do we lose to?
Who are the quality teams that y'all lost to?
The Eagles, the 49ers, the Packers.
Yeah, bad Packers team. Yeah. Did y'all lose early? The Giants or?
No, we ain't lose to them. No Commanders.
Kansas City.
No, I played them last year.
Seattle.
Oh, we beat Seattle. Who do we lose to?
Anybody in the NFC South?
Dang it, who was it?
So you just gave me three.
We lost some top teams. We lost to some top teams last year.
Are you sure? Because it's hard for you to come up with them right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who the top teams were last year.
He said the 49ers. He said 49ers, Green Bay, the Eagles.
We had 5 of them last
Texans?
year. No, we didn't play the Texans last year. We played them this year.
Anybody up north? I guess the point I'm trying to make is you're comparing your losses to his losses.
No, I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying the reason they were saying that that Dak couldn't win is because they didn't beat the teams with the winning records like the Ravens did. So he beat the Detroit Lions, he beat the 49ers, he beat Did he beat the Chiefs? No, he lost to the Chiefs.
So
They were saying they beat the quality teams. Oh, we did lose to the Dolphins. Dolphins was one of them last year.
against Tua.
Yeah, on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve by 1 point. Yeah. Who else? Well, I mean, I'm just saying they were just saying that we just didn't beat the teams. That's why he deserved it more. But this year is not about who they beat. It's about look at his stats. Now it's all about stats. Now it's not about who they play.
Quality wins too. You saying that he's not getting quality wins as a quarterback as a Ravens team?
I mean, they don't have the type of wins they had last year. Like they're not, they're not knocking off the bigger teams like they were last year.
Who did the Kansas City team lose to this year? Who they won lost to?
Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You're not voting for him in the MVP?
I would vote for Lamar Jackson. I would. I think Lamar Jackson has had the better year.
But then when you say that, you say you put an asterisk by it saying that, but this is the same type wins that my guy had last year, and my guy didn't get it.
Then my guy didn't get it because everybody was saying it's not about the stats, it's about who you beat last year. That's what they were saying last year. It's not about the stats. Yeah, he got better stats, but you didn't beat nobody. He didn't beat enough good people. But this year,
so are you saying the same thing about Lamar this year?
No, I don't feel that way. I feel the stats. The stats is what gets you the MVP. Okay. That's what I feel. The stats should have gotten the MVP. That's what I feel. Okay. But
so I'm trying to figure. Yeah. Fan a little shade in there too.
All right, man. So speaking of the Buffalo Bills and the possible MVP, they got to play the Denver Broncos, man. Do you see? Oh yeah, we lost to Buffalo. Yeah, lost to Buffalo and the Card. That's right. How can I forget the Cardinals? I
lost to the Cardinals too.
Yeah, remember I was at the game. Remember week 2.
Oh, so you added your 5 plus the playoff game.
Yeah. Oh nope, it's stats and record. So if it's stats and record, then you saying Snack should go to Josh Allen? Okay, so that means Josh Allen should get it if it's stats and record. Then, since Buffalo has the better record, is that what we're saying?
I don't know what we're saying at this point.
Oh. All right. Well, Buffalo plays Denver, man. So let me see. Do you think these Denver Broncos have a chance, man, against the Buffalo Bills and Bo Nix in his first playoff game?
No. Ooh. He's playing well, but no. And they got to go to Buffalo?
They got to go to Buffalo.
No. I give him none of that. He said, where's the... Oh. He's out right now, Mickey. He's out right now. I'm on a little vacation.
Dang, Rima said Buffalo by 15.5. I honestly, man, I think this is going to be a close game. I think if you see an upset, I think this might be the upset you see.
You see upset though?
I hate this for you. I hate this for my cuz, man. I see the Broncos upsetting them boys.
Ooh, no. Ooh. I ain't going that far. It probably be a good game, but you think Bo Nix is ready to be there against a Josh Allen led team?
Yeah. One thing they always say, man, that it's still Buffalo, dog.
Yeah,
it's still Buffalo. It's still Buffalo.
Wide right, left.
They will find a way to mess it up. Yeah, I like what Sean Payton's doing over there with Bo Nix, man. Bo Nix is like a seasoned veteran over there, man.
Man, I hate to say this like this. I wanted them to lose because of how he did Russell Wilson.
Right.
Yeah. And I ain't no Russell Wilson fan. You know, I know it's, we always, I know I have. He always says, you know, the Sierra's, Sierra was
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Boyfriend. Right.
I didn't want them to win, but like you said, you just can't. They just, he's showing them that I'm a quarterback guru.
No, and that defense is outstanding too, man.
Yeah.
People forget. I think they are top 5 defense in passing. Yeah.
And then they put up 38 today. I mean, I know they weren't playing the same Kansas City team, but you line up against me, I'm finna do your butt, and that's what 38 today.
Yeah, Bo is balling. Don't forget he's 27. That means he's seasoned, dog. He ready. He's 27 in the NFL, not in college no more. He 27 in the NFL.
Now hold up. Now what you just said. Now all 3 of them are that. Because my guy Penix is 20. Yeah, he's 26, and then Daniels is 25. They not young. These ain't spring chickens that's playing. They had a lot of good time playing in college. You know, I think Daniels is the youngest out of the 3, but like you said, respectively, they're 25, 26. They've been there. They've been there.
All right, they've been there, man. And he ain't about, hey, man, I'm a young guy. I'm a starting quarterback in the NFL, so let me play and go in the streets. This man is old, seasoned, probably married with children. Like he yeah, this man go home, he get his playbook. Like he go on watch video, you know what I'm saying? He watching film. Because he's old. He's an older dude, man.
Jaden Daniels, they said Jaden Daniels had 57 regular season games in college. All right, now Bo Nix, let me tell you how far this dude go back. No, he ain't 24, is he? He gotta be older than 24. Well, he old. He's old for a rookie, right?
Yeah.
We had him at Georgia. Then we didn't, we recruited him at Georgia. Then he ended up leaving to go to Auburn. Left from Auburn and went to Oregon. That's unheard of in their transfer portal. but hey, man, he got a lot of quarterbacking on his belt.
OG said this is another situation like Breonna Stewart and Ozzie Wilson. Josh Allen has not won. So what?
What?
He's saying that there's no so what, he hasn't won MVP. We shouldn't give it to him. He's saying they just gave it to Breonna Stewart.
I can't wait to do that. Man,
yeah. So, all right. So I think Denver has a chance. You don't think Denver has a chance, man? Do you? All right. Let's go to this rematch. We got a couple rematches in the playoffs, man. Especially in the AFC, in the NFC, man. You got the Green Bay Packers going up to Philly. That was week 1, which was a hell of a game in Brazil. Remember, everybody said, man, that was just a bad place to play. The footing was terrible. The grass was terrible out there. Man, everybody was slipping and sliding all over the place. Now they get to play in Philly on natural grass and in the States. So you tell me this, man. Do you think we see a different game and a different outcome than we saw in week 1?
Week 1, sure. It's gonna be a different. Why wouldn't it be? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, at home now. I'm saying they're playing on regular. This ain't that imitation soccer grass and all that stuff where they really weren't playing the way they wanted to. And then that's game 1. Mm-hmm. Game 1, man.
Does Green Bay have a chance against this? Now they know how they want to use Saquon Barkley, but you got to think too. Jalen Hurts hasn't been playing. Coming off a concussion still.
Did he pass protocol?
I think they just sat him out for this game, man. I think he'll be back. He'll be back and ready for the playoffs.
Okay. I know the game will be different. Okay. Am I saying that Green Bay is going to win? The only way they will, they have to do the same thing that they did to y'all last year, just come out of nowhere and just mollywop them when they're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
If they end up doing that, and I'm gonna say this here, and I know I keep doing this, and OG hates it when I say that. The only reason why y'all lost last year that way because y'all underestimated them, and they just came out and hit, like I said, they hit the big guy in the mouth, and then by the time y'all realize it, you know. So
yeah,
if they do the same thing to the Philadelphia Eagles, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna laugh my butt off, but I'll be so hurt for Saquon because of that.
Yeah. Now you ain't go up to the record and you get knocked out in the first round. Ooh,
Dang.
yeah, that'll be ugly.
And I'll be straight with you. A 10-win Green Bay team ain't terrible. They're not terrible.
Not terrible. Not terrible. They took a loss today, but they I think they got a little scared. You know, Jordan Love hurt his arm. It hurt his funny bone. They say, "Oh, this game ain't that important. Come on over here." So I kind of like what they did with Jaden Daniels with the Commanders, man. Yeah, you taking a beating right now. Come on out here, buddy. Don't even worry about playing the rest of this game.
They took out my guy in fantasy, Josh Dobbs. They took him out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Sit down.
So with that being said, man, I think Philly, with that running game, with that defense, I think they will propel again, man. And although I hate it, you know, I definitely would love to see them get knocked out in the first round. But I don't think they will. I think they'll beat Green Bay, unfortunately. But you have the Commanders, who they travel up to Tampa Bay, who they lost to in week 1. This year, man. So, do we see a different game in this game now that Jaden Daniels got 17 games under his belt now? It's a different Jaden Daniels out there than what they met the first game.
Let me tell you something. I will agree with that. I watched this dude, on the Falcons when we played that guy. That guy so poised on the center. I mean, he wasn't running hard, but he does that thing where he's very elusive, and then once he gets in the open field, it has a little bit of Lamar Jackson into it, the way he moves. But at the same time, you are so absolutely right. With 17 games on this belt and a whole lot of college experience, pretty good QB. Now, what I like to say is this: the guy that has a lot of moxie is Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? That dude is blue collar all day long. So that game by itself, I'm giving the nod, and I know OG might not like me to say this. I'm giving the nod to Tampa Bay Buccaneers for experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Experience will prevail. Like today, when they played the New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Saints came, hit them in the mouth, up 16-3. Somebody said, hey, slow down a little bit. We're not finna get beat by the Saints. Here comes Baker Mayfield. Here comes, a wide out squad that started catching balls that he was putting in there, and then experience prevailed.
Oh, yeah, I might have to agree with you on that, man. I've seen what Dan Quinn does in the playoffs. He seems to nut up in the playoffs, man. Change things up, thinks too much about how he doesn't do the same thing he normally does, man. So
yes.
I will say I like the experience of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, of being there before. So yeah, I'm gonna like this game. I'm can't wait to see it. I'm saving a seat for the OG. Come sit next to me, man. on this couch, man. Let's go fishing together, bro.
You put that in the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Happy birthday, Snack, man. Happy birthday, my dog. I hate that we helped you with your birthday gifts. But yeah, happy birthday, big dog.
My wife wanted to say something about the Commanders O-line.
I'm just saying, I think that's going to be the difference maker.
Oh,
if the offensive line is back healthy and strong, I think the Commanders win. If they're struggling and depleted like they were today, then I think Tampa takes it.
There you have it.
There you have it. OG says, how can you understand getting beat down like this is just not being ready?
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying. I just said it all. All I'm saying is I'm going with experience over, a new put together team, and then at the same time, I had the coach that you had. I seen it. I seen it unfold where, like I said, he hadn't won it now. It's been a while since he has,
Right.
but I've seen him unravel.
All right.
Long time my ass. I'm just saying. I've seen it. He's seen it too. I'm just going with experience.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. So that is pretty much the playoff picture. The Chargers they play.
Who does the Chargers play?
Who do the Chargers? Houston. Chargers play Houston.
Okay.
I don't like how Houston is looking. Honestly, I think the Chargers might get them, man.
I ain't gonna give up on my guy yet. I like the quarterback play in Houston. He's playing with nobody right now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He lost his main weapon, and then, like I said, man playing with garbage right now. it's still putting up 300. But
Yeah.
But
You want to say hey, baby? Yeah, that I think the sophomore slump a little bit, and of course the injuries that he's dealt with over there, with losing two of his best receivers. I mean, I don't know. Do they re-sign Diggs? He's a free agent, man. Do you bring him back? I don't see him bringing him back. Just stay on that topic, man. And my cuz, he said, I didn't hear this, but he said that the Tyreek Hill said he wants out of Miami. I didn't hear that, but if that is the case,
oh, I did hear that with a possible reuniting in Kansas City. I think I heard that too. He want to go back.
Of course he does. Look, he left winning to go to a nice warm weather in Miami, man, and they haven't won anything in Miami.
And then with that, remember that pullover in Miami, where they didn't rough him up, but they really did, kind of degrade him a little bit.
Yeah.
Any little bit can lose your confidence and want to be somewhere.
My, what a difference a year makes. We are 12-5 in the division, and second in the division. Yes, y'all had a good year, man. Had a good year. 12
picked y'all a bunch of times, but don't feel a certain way because I'm not picking your team over Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good year, OG. Like, I mean, it's been a long time coming. I mean, at some point, y'all had to win. It's been a long time.
If you're not here to defend yourself, you can only type so fast. I think you told me that on more than one occasion.
Snack says, man, the Chargers were on pace to set a record of not allowing 20 points for 5 straight games until the Raiders scored a late TD.
And look, let me tell you something. And that was so stupid. I'm not gonna say it like that, but some of these teams that just should have. I'm not saying lay down, but when you have a certain pick and then you decide I want to put up 40, you were the second pick in the draft. Now I'm not saying don't play the game, like I just said, suit up, but don't do what you ain't done all year. You know what I'm saying? Which leads me to this next thing. The Patriots just fired their coach, but behind winning. You had the first pick in the draft. And then you come out and want to play better than you played the past 6 games. You running plays that you hadn't run. Hey, don't run no trick plays. You didn't do that the past 4 games. Why you running trick plays to win?
Right. Oh,
You catch your head fired.
I don't. You know, we talked about this with Brian Flores before. You know, my job is to win games, and
Yeah.
and I don't know if I feel Gerard Mayo did something wrong, being that they had the number one pick lined up for him.
You don't do that.
I don't know if it's worth it for the team morale, you
Right.
know, to win this last game. I I hate to say it was different than when it was with Miami, because I think Miami actually had a squad that they were, trying to build. I think the Patriots are in rebuild right now. You know, they think they got the quarterback, who didn't play much at all. Anyway, so I think it may be different, but I'm never gonna criticize a coach for winning.
Yeah, but you don't run no trick plays or onside kicking and now don't onside kick and leave it. Don't trick play.
But it's his job to win.
Not when your coach, not when your owner say, "Listen, we can get Travis Hunter."
Not today.
Don't win today. I know you got 3 wins. I already understand what the squad you got right now. I don't need to see trick plays and trickery. I don't need to see that right now.
Do you think? I know this is objective, man. Do you think that they were going to fire him anyway?
No, I don't think they was. I don't think they were. But when, like you said, don't come out your bag with extra when you hadn't done that. When you only got 3 wins, I get it. Like you said, you play to win. I'm a winner. Or like you said, that Brian Flores thing. I'm here to put the best squad out here. But when they just say you are now, when you get the number 1 pick, Travis.
Let me ask you this: does Travis Hunter make the New England Patriots that much better of a team right now?
Travis Hunter, if you just won 3 games, Travis Hunter brings 5 games by himself.
Wow.
5 out of 17, Travis
gonna win you 2 more games.
I'm just saying Travis has that element, yeah, I think so. Wow. You got a Swiss Army knife in that dude. Travis, now you have a Drake May where he can say, listen, just what you doing, boy? Oh, you watching football. You watching behind your front. I forgot that you got 8 TVs in there now. He got 8 TVs. I know, because he do. He got 8 TVs. But you tell Drake May, throw it. I got you now. I got the instincts to help you on both sides of the field. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you put him at receiver?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Patriots definitely at Patriots, but he could probably do it at the Patriots. Now, I do believe that the NFL, he's gonna have to choose. Mm-hmm. I think he'll have more. I think the longevity as a wide out. Well, he'll play longer as a cornerback because you always have to be great as a wide receiver. But if you can shut down, and I don't know.
Detroit got away with one. That was a safety. He just threw that ball away.
I ain't even watching
that. Anyway, so now Tennessee has the number 1 pick. So
Tennessee
so you're telling me that Travis Hunter is the number 1 pick? This is number 1?
Yes.
Okay, so Tennessee is picking up Travis Hunter because they don't need a quarterback. They got their quarterback Will Levis, right? So they're not going after.
They're not going to Shedeur.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that Shedeur is not even on some of the scouts. He's not even a first rounder.
Ain't gonna lie. That's disrespectful. That's blasphemous for me.
That is blasphemy. Ooh.
But he said that is not what blasphemy means. I said that's blasphemy. It's not what does blasphemy mean?
That's what I thought it meant too.
Yeah, it's blasphemy. It's ridiculous, right? My wife telling me that we using it wrong. You blaspheming, bro. You know, that's not right.
I've been saying it wrong all the time.
You tell me something. Yeah, you telling me now? What is? Huh? Oh, I choose. He said mess with it. I said, please tell me. Yeah.
Stack said Will Levis is trash. Oh, so they're not going after a quarterback though.
Right, they're not going after. Right, Will Levis is, but when you have a guy that is a game changer, like a Travis Hunter, you're getting two players for one. That's the thing. You're getting a 2-for-1 with Travis. So whomever picks him up is getting a 2-for. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say he's going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the first quarterback coming off the board, you don't see it being Shedeur, or who don't see it being Shedeur?
Well, Remus says Cam Ward is going number. He said he's going number 1.
You know what? I won't have a problem with that. But Cam Ward is not, well. Okay, so
is Cam Ward a project like Anthony Richardson was?
No, he's a better quarterback
than
Richardson. You know,
okay,
he's a better thrower. No, we know Powers ain't the pros, but what we're saying is, I guess I like Cam Ward as a thrower, but he only had this 1 year that we seen. We didn't see him last year. You know, I don't know how much. I don't know. I know that he worked out with Shedeur in the summer at those camps. I just. So let me ask you this: so what's the first 3 picks in the draft? Who has the first 3 right now?
You got Tennessee. Then you have New England Browns, and then the Giants. Yeah, then the Giants.
So we have no idea what the Browns are going to do. We know that they just restructured the contract, but they came up. That ain't restructured yet, but they agreed to restructure the contract with.
I hope he's playing.
No, what's your quarterback name? Watson. They agreed to restructure. Mm-hmm. All right, like you said, Tennessee has the first pick. I think they're going with Travis.
Okay.
So that means that the Browns, it don't matter. They got the first pick. I said I don't know what the Browns are going to do. I hope they don't fumble their pick, but I know they got a quarterback worth $200-something million. So I don't know if they're going to pick a Shedeur. I don't know if they will pick a Cam Ward.
I think Cam is a better quarterback. Shedeur is more NFL ready.
What they're not going to do is they're not going to let the crab leg guy go.
So do you, Kanisha? Do you see the Browns going after a quarterback?
I've heard some rumblings that there are eyes on Cam Ward. I mean, here's the thing. You never really know what the Browns are going to do in the draft. I have old Facebook statuses to prove that I'm pissed off most drafts. So you never really know what they're going to do. But I have heard rumblings that they are looking at Cam Ward. I don't know. I don't know if we have the system in place to let him be what he needs to be.
I'm gonna agree with her because they fired their offensive coordinator today, and it wasn't even his fault.
It wasn't his fault. It was not his fault.
It wasn't. So and now because you don't know who your offensive coordinator is, that goes along with who you're going to draft, with who they pick up.
Is the coach next?
Should have been first.
No, he's not going anywhere. The ownership loves him. He's not going anywhere.
No. And look, so I don't know. And then like we just said with the videos with the Giants. Hey, Alvin, tell me who are y'all going after? You going after a quarterback? Can Shador? Now Shador is back in there, or maybe even Cam Ward. They need a quarterback at New York. Now we did see Shador catching with Neighbors 2 games ago. I have no idea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're back on the board in terms of getting a quarterback, either with a Cam or a Shador.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. This offseason is going to be very, very interesting for a lot of us. I think we'll definitely be glued into the TV on draft day, especially day 1. That's going to be an exciting day, man, to see what transpires on that day, man. So good stuff.
I got something to flip on.
Yeah, flip it up. Let's go.
So in our group chat, I sent something about a couple days ago. My man Jeff Teague, you know, ex Atlanta Hawk. I know you know Jeff Teague. Very familiar with his play.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, go ahead.
All right, wife is right now in college, but we get there in a second. But I know my guy's not here, so I'm okay. So Alvin said that they're going after a QB. Okay. So Jeff Teague and Asia Wilson is chiming right. I mean, you know, she's trending right now.
Mm-hmm.
Asia Wilson said that if she were playing, what's his name? Hart.
Mm-hmm. Josh Hart. Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart.
Josh
She would beat it. Yeah, 11-8. I know you've been really high on your WNBA players, and so when I watch that 520 podcast a lot, you know, they talk about the element of the D1 college player, the NBA player that's on that bench that probably scored 40 points in high school, 50 points in high school, went off in college. The question was, could an Asia Wilson, even a Caitlin Clark, you know, could they beat a D1 player out of college, a bench player in the NBA? How? And I know you said they could score, but could they beat an NBA player or let's say or a high D1 prospect out of college?
And I don't. If a bench player is really playing ball, if he's playing, I don't see it. And unless he's just let me say, if he's a shorter guy than Aja Wilson, maybe that she can take in the post, then maybe so. But somebody that is her height, somebody I don't see it, honestly. They not saying that they can't score, but beating them. That'd be tough.
Asia said that she could possibly beat about 30 to 40% of the guys in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Tough player she is, you know. Do you agree with that percentage? Out of that 400, out of the 440, she said, I got 200 of them, almost, you know.
Yeah. That's a tough pill to swallow. I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
And like I said, even your guy Hart, she was talking to him. She was like, "Listen, I got you 11-8." You know.
Yeah. And he was like, "Who 11-8? What?"
Right. And he said, "Listen," he said, "Hold up, I thought you were talking about me 11." He said, "I'm about to take you 8 and give you 2."
Yeah. Nah. These only way these guys nowadays don't like to compete, and
okay,
you know, I think I said this in our group chat. Like, I can see, you know, maybe these guys not trying to compete against them, like, for real.
But if they play,
not taking them serious.
Okay.
That I think that's the only way. These NBA players are they are elite. Elite.
But sort of like he brought the same conversation up with Brittany Griner when she said that she could beat Boogie Cousins, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, as confident as she was, you know, like they never suited up, but she was saying that,
Right.
listen, I got him in the post. I'm backing him down. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you backing Boogie down because he's letting you back him down. If that's what's happening, like it's not.
So my wife says she disagrees.
She disagrees. Okay, talk to me.
Okay, so let me say this. I think if you were to have the same conversation about current WNBA players versus like 90s NBA players, right? I would tend to agree with you. But if you look at the trend of basketball, at least over the last decade, women's basketball has consistently been hard-nosed, physical ball, where I feel like the men's game has gotten softer and softer and softer. So if you're talking about someone who is of equal size, right? Like not someone who, you know, you're not going to put, you know, Giannis against, you know, Asia, like that would be crazy. But if we're talking about someone who is comparable in size, I think just off of the strength that men's ball has trended so soft in recent years, I don't think it's a given that every NBA player now, your starter, your elite players, maybe not, but a bench player or a G League player or someone just coming out of D1 up against the best player in the WNBA. Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna say the percentage is as high as 40%. I do think that's a bit of a stretch, but I think that there are probably several players that she could take.
But that's the point that Jeff Teague was making. Even like I said, the bench players, she was saying he was going as far as saying G League players. These are still elite basketball players.
They're elite in skill level, but the toughness is not the same. That is the reason why people are watching less and less D1 men's basketball and NBA basketball. It is getting soft. It is getting boring. The game is no longer physical. First of all, they can't play half of the games because load management. Then you can't touch anybody. You can't breathe on anybody. Like, it is a softer version of basketball. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. That's just the evolution of the game. That is the style of ball that's being played right now. But what I'm saying is, if you talking about posting up in the paint and stuff like that, I think the women have consistently over the last decade been more physical than the men. So if you take the best player in the WNBA and you put her up against a bench player or a G League player in the NBA, I don't think it's as clear cut as she doesn't have a chance. I think absolutely she has a chance to win over some of those guys.
She has a chance to score. That's it.
No,
I think that's what
she definitely has a chance to score. She has a chance to win over some of those guys. Well, it's very easy to find out. Set it up.
But that's what I'm saying. And I agree with G on this part. Where if they turn it up and realize, okay, hold on, this girl trying to play, this girl trying to back me down. I'm just gonna turn it up.
Okay, well then let them do it.
I think the women play a physical game, but I think they play a physical game against women.
Yeah.
It's not against men. Like, men we're shooting a lot of threes in the NBA now. Yeah, that's what we see. I can see, and honest, I can see them beating a D1 player. Yeah, I can see that. I can't see them beating a guy in the league.
What's that kid that you were pubbing that goes to Duke, right? White boy.
Cooper Flag.
Flag. Let's use Flag for example. She's not gonna do that to Flag.
Can I see them? Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Maybe not Cooper. Yeah, I don't know. Coop. Yeah, because Coop 6'8", 6'9".
She's sick. Okay, and she's Asia Wilson is 6'5".
6'5", 6'4", 6'5". Yeah. I still don't. I don't think I see that either.
So I was bringing it up because I know she had been trending. You know, she was trying to answer, you know, for Jeff Teague when he brought that up. Because like the Jeff Teague wasn't giving them no smoke. Like, no, none of, you know. But
Jeff Teague was a old average player in the NBA, but Jeff Teague was a dog.
Scrap.
Was a dog.
Yeah.
And he was just he was okay. He was
he had his years. I think maybe 3 or 4 years when he started, but then you're right. He was journeyman, but like you said,
he's better than what the league made him out to be. He was way better than what the league was making him. So, and I think I sent a clip out to our group chat about how the league does these players when they come in the league, man. Like, hey, I like you, hey man, you scoring 30 in college and high school and everything. That's great.
Role player now.
I need you to be we got scores. I don't need you to come out here and do that. I need you to like clap over here on the bench, man. And if you get an opportunity to get in, then take advantage of it. But I don't need you to come out here and score 30.
So she said, so y'all saying Asia can't beat Brian?
Snack said Asia can beat Bronny. I think Asia can beat Bronny too, because I don't think Bronny's an NBA player. So.
Well, but he is. But he is.
He is.
And there are a lot of players that we haven't seen that, like they're on the bench for a reason, or in the G League for a reason. We haven't seen them show anything yet in the NBA. So it's absurd to me to think that
I'm gonna have to show you that
this woman who is the best in the WNBA can't beat any of those guys. Like that would just be absurd to me.
I'm gonna have to show you that clip that G sent though. Say some of these guys, they have to be humbled by the teams and by the league.
Absolutely.
Like you said, they got guys in the league in high school and college. These guys went from scoring 40s and 50s in high schools to 20s and 30s in college, and then come to the NBA and they're like, listen, I don't need you to do that. I got a guy that I want you to do this. I need you to sit and be ready. I need you to I need you to play a role at this point. And a lot of players get sit down like that, or they get reshaped into a different player.
Yeah,
I think Kenya Martin. That was my big example. Kenya Martin said, when I was in college, I was a scorer.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman too. Dennis Rodman.
Score.
Yeah.
When I came to the game, he said, I got into it with coaching because I don't need you shooting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is one of those things where it's real easy to see. Just let somebody take her up on it. I mean, it is what it is. We're not talking about hockey or football. We're not talking about full contact sport. We're talking about basketball here. So I mean, I would love to see it. Honestly, I pay money to see it.
Jeff T said, he said, I'll lace up. He said, look, you'll never beat me. But
yeah,
I love to see it.
I love the confidence and and they should, like, they are professional basketball players.
Yeah.
So I think they should feel like they can compete against anybody. And I don't fault her for thinking that, but I think the NBA players they're different, man.
What's the girl that plays with her? White girl that plays with her on the Aces. Good shooter. She's with the NBA guy that lost his mind when they broke up.
Dang, the one who was with the Giants player, Waller.
Yeah.
The one who was with Waller.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she came on, she was like, listen, we can't beat them. When I watched her interview, she was like, there's no way. The physicality is way different.
Yeah.
She said, I appreciate, some of my girls that, that want not Brianna. Is it Brianna? No, not Brianna.
Brittany.
No, it ain't Brittany. What's the girl name? White girl. She can shoot her butt off. She was really good in college, but she was just saying it's just the physicality is different. But
Diana Taurasi?
Not Diana Taurasi. She's old now. I mean, she plays for the Aces. I know OG he knows who she is.
Kamari said, "Gee, you need a podium. You look too relaxed."
he put me in the room, man. But nevertheless, I just wanted to get y'all take on that because I know Jeff Teague, he was trending behind that, and then Asia Wilson came out of her bag and said that she you can get about 30 to 40% of the guys in the league.
Yeah, I'm not. No. And just on ESPN, I just got the notification that Dolphin star Tyreek Hill indicates his time in Miami is over after the season finale.
They didn't make playoff?
No, they didn't make it either.
So he done. Okay, so he done came out and made his own statement.
Yeah. All right, man. Interesting and great conversation. I mean, I know Remus didn't like the conversation, but I think this is what's going on in the world. I mean, this is what sports is talking about. So the old heads are talking about it. So I think it's an okay conversation to have, man. I think somebody got to put this out there, man. Like Kanisha said, go ahead, man. Do it like not a 3-on-3, but a 1-on-1 tournament. It'll be fun. Maybe do it in an All-Star game. Add some excitement to it. So we'll see. Bronny would average 52, 60, 20, and 10.
What's up?
I can't stand Remus. We protect our women and just need to support each other in the sport. Men and women shouldn't be competing. What cuz say.
They shouldn't. But I know a lot of times you got those,
Oh, I missed it. Let me see.
What?
Kamari said I skipped over his transgender piece. I'm about to
transgender.
Let me see. All right. Kamari said, man, we've seen what happens when men and women join women's sport. They demolish the women. Sensitive during in their conversation. Oh yeah.
What transgender went against somebody?
The boxing. Remember talking about boxing.
She was not transgender.
That's what he's talking about, though. Remus, I hated this topic. Waste of time. I want to talk about Joy Taylor. What happened to Joy Taylor?
Joy, what you call her sister? What happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Joy. Remus, what happened to Joy Taylor? Oh, I don't know either. But let's see. He said, Hey, well, say that for the next show, man. I don't know what happened, but we'll talk about it next time. If it's interesting. If it's interesting, we'll talk about it. Corey, you got anything else, big dog, before we close this shop up?
That's it, man. That's it. I'm what? Hold on. What?
College football playoffs, y'all didn't touch on.
Oh, the college football playoffs.
Oh, college football playoffs. Yes.
You want to wait to Wednesday? You want to touch it? What you want?
Let's touch on it, man, because they don't play till the Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So that's man.
I'll start real quick.
My apologies and condolences, man, to your. Go
ahead. Let me tell you something. Thank you, man. She said I look cute in my Jordan hair. The best team won the other night, man. I'm gonna get my hat out, throw my hat in there to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish for beating the stew out of the Georgia Bulldogs. I like that the Coach Freeman. Listen, man. As much as I'm not an Irish, fan or whatever, but he got that team ready to play. Now, I'm not making any excuses with a first-time starter and Gunnar Stockton, that's a football quarterback name, Gunnar Stockton. He's going to be our quarterback next year, but listen, man, they're pretty good. They look pretty good this year. I like them against Penn State. I don't know if Texas has enough to beat Ohio State, but I'm putting it up right now. Ohio State, and it's going to be possibly a Fighting Irish finals.
Okay.
What you got?
And this will be the first time that a black head coach has made it into the national championship game. Either way.
Yeah.
So we will touch on that on Wednesday, man. We will touch on that on Wednesday.
Sure.
With that being said, man, episode 53 in the books. Hey, man, welcome back, everybody, man. Thank y'all for holding us down during our time away. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, that continue to stay rocking with us, man. Glad to be back. We will have OG back soon, man. He's got to get healthy. And then, you know, when he gets back, man, the whole crew will be back on, man. So, but
Mr. Controversial himself.
yeah, Mr. Controversial himself, man. We appreciate each and every one of you all, man. Matt says FSU got the stew out of Georgia last year. The stew out of Georgia.
Yeah, they did. They did. You boys scored, I think it was 23 points in 45 seconds.
Oof.
From a turnover, field goal, touchdown. Yeah. It's hard to come back from that touchdown.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, Kamari. Appreciate it, big dog, man. We miss y'all as well, man. We miss y'all as well. All right, man. For my dog, the OG, my dog Corey, man, James Littlejohn, Remus Cromwell, Alvin Jameson, our wonderful sponsor, man. Make sure y'all check them out, man. For all your real estate needs. All right. My guy Snack Panther, my cuz Matthew Wright, my cuz Phil Harris, Kanisha Davis, Rodney Littlejohn, James Littlejohn, my dog Kamarier White. Make sure y'all check him and his wife out, man. The Christians podcast, they will be coming back as well. They took a little hiatus as well, man. So Brianna Littlejohn, we all know who that was.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop the music.
Uh-oh.
I'd like to congratulate, because we had talked about this, the winner of the Crew and You Fantasy Football League.
So what had happened was, I don't even get to see it no more since I wasn't in the playoffs. They just took my whole. I don't even get to see who's playing. So
What?
yeah, dog. I don't even have it. It's not even when I pull up the fantasy thing.
You're the commissioner.
It's blank. Like so. Pee Wee told me who was playing in the doggone championship games.
Who was playing?
It was in the playoff games.
Who was playing in the playoff? Huh?
He was playing Kanisha. Or wasn't he playing Kanisha in the playoffs?
Maybe last week.
Last week, yeah. I think it was last week when he told me about it.
Who was Bengals for life? Who was Ant Bengals for life?
Oh, that's Anthony Lane.
Okay, Anthony Lane. All right. He was just playing for third.
He's playing. Who was he playing?
He lost.
Okay.
So you can't see. Give me that.
Yes. So for third and fourth for the consolation bracket, it was who was that?
Third place goes to I'm gonna beat you your ass again.
That's James.
That's James.
He got third place. Okay, James Pee Wee got third place. Okay.
Yeah, he played Bengals for life, right?
Mm-hmm.
He played Ant. So that was the consolation game. All right, in the championship bracket, you had Kanisha going her team, Kanisha's boss team, against Harvey Specter.
Who?
The team name is Harvey Specter.
Harvey Specter?
Yeah. I need you to do me a favor later on, Galen, when you go talk to your wife, ask her who Harvey Specter is. She might don't think she knows. Did you ever watch?
I don't know.
You know, so she didn't watch Suits.
Suits? No, she don't watch Suits.
She didn't watch Suits. Okay. So Harvey Specter is me. You know what I'm saying?
You changed your name? You wasn't
Of course
Harvey
I
Spence
did.
enough.
Of course I did.
Wait a minute. How'd you get him?
Huh?
You was in the playoffs?
I was in the playoffs and the championship bracket. What you talking
In
about?
the Davis Championship.
This was a Davis championship between me and my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
The Davis Bowl. If you
there was a Davis Bowl championship, but somebody had to win. Good job, my wife, for running a good team.
Yes, I would like to thank me for believing in me.
Yeah, believing in yourself.
She won? Who won?
I did.
Oh, you did.
So yes, the 2024 champion of the Crew and You Fantasy League is me
Oh. All right. Well, do we
and my
have
wife.
do we have to do another speech?
Yes, I will do it when Chuck Lil John is on back on.
Okay.
I'll do my speech Wednesday because I know y'all heard me speak before. I will do another one again on Wednesday.
Okay. Oh. Lord.
Yes, Suits the Show. Remus, have you seen it? And let your auntie get it. You telling me you thought you auntie.
Well, congratulations, Corey. Hey, man, 2-time winner.
I'm glad you couldn't see it though.
Yeah. Look, I think.
Lord Jesus. I will say this here. We were tired of seeing the OG win, crown me.
Crown. Oh, I need to get a dub, man.
My music. Look, the music. Harvey.
Hey, man, we love y'all. Hey, remember to keep your head on swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Wednesday, baby. We are out. Peace.
But I also want to say congratulations to Brandon Buchanan for winning my league.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he won money in the league,
Dang.
Yes, sir.
I won a lot of
And
side
Matthew
pod.
Thompson, you won a lot of side pod. Matthew Thompson got third place, so I think Brandon got 450, Matt 450, and Matt got I think 150.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Oh, James said he won last year. I'm Lil
Yeah.
John won.
And Alvin said, congrats, you won fantasy, but I won the picks with the Crew and You.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find out today. We'll see. I got to go over the numbers.
I think he's still up by like 3, ain't
It was when we started. Yep.
he? Yeah.
All right, man. We out. Peace.
He's been big.